You are now tuning into The Vibe with your boys podcast. Starring Kyle the Kid and Mega the Boy. Yeah, dig?
It's your boy Kyle the Kid and Mega the Boy, and we are here with another episode of Vibe with your boys podcast. Yes, sir. Episode 28, feeling great. Never late, on time, all that. Yes, sir.
Cap, because you be late sometimes.
No, never late. I said it. What you say, you can't take it back. And when I stand on what I say.
True.
How you doing, Mega? How you feeling
What
on this afternoon? I must say, you're flying by, almost at the end of March, but I have one problem. Still kind of too cool. You know, I walked outside a couple nights ago, and I wasn't comfortable. I was just a shirt and shorts, and wasn't feeling very Florida in March.
Would you rather be cold or hot?
I'd rather just be like, you know.
Would you rather be cold or hot?
I mean, Florida is a sunshine state, but sometimes the sun be out, but it don't be like hot. It's a difference between like burning.
Would you rather be cold or hot, nigga?
I'd rather be comfortable.
Cold or hot?
Cool.
Why
you so aggressive?
Because Florida people don't know what they want. When it's hot, they be crying it's hot. When it's cool and you can just bundle up a little real quick, they don't
I'm
know
just
what they
saying
want.
it's unexpected.
You got a jacket?
Yeah.
You got sweatpants?
Yeah.
You got t-shirts you can put under your jacket?
Yeah.
So shut the fuck up. Let's move on.
I'm just saying it was unexpected. You see, he don't understand.
I do understand
when you
that
go outside
Florida
at night
don't know what the fuck they want.
and you expecting to take out the trash. You expecting it to be like just chilling. You feel me? I ain't get the memo that it was gonna be cold outside in March. This late in the game, we in Florida. This not regular. You feel me? I'm not complaining.
Yes, you are.
I'm just saying. I'm just making an observation.
All I'm saying
Global warming is real. Global
when
warming
it's
is real.
hot, when it's hot, that shit been real. When it's hot, people complain, damn, bro, why Florida is so freaking hot? And when it's cool, people just be tripping. Bro, just take it, bro. You can bundle up. You ain't nothing you can do when it's hot. There's nothing you can do when it's hot. You can turn on the AC. Sometimes that shit don't even work. There's nothing you can do. There's nothing you can do. But when it's cold, you can bundle up real quick, bro.
Alright, and that's your weather report from Mega the Boy. Signing off.
Jim Jones be sliding with that shit.
Oh yeah, Jim Jones. Shout out to him. But yeah, man. I'll say this past week, a lot of stuff circulating, a lot of stuff, you know, jumping off. Let's see where we're starting today. Mega. Let's start with probably the biggest topic in the entertainment, you know, hip hop week. Saweetie. Sweetie. We had she went on and did an interview, had a conversation, sat down with Justin LaBoy and Justin Combs on the show.
Don't confuse them for the dub boy. You know what I'm saying? It's only one.
That's Justin LaBoy, and you're Mega the Boy. Yeah, I don't think nobody's gonna get confused, but just in case, we went ahead and clarified that for y'all. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah, so she sat down with them on the show, respectfully, Justin. And, you know, Justin LaBoy, you know, his, you know, brand, his content, it's all about quote-unquote toxic, you know, spicy questions, you know, supposed to be entertainment, engaging type questions. And, you know, he was hitting Saweetie with, you know, some type of, you know, depending on how she responded. And, you know, some of the questions were geared to, I think I'm going in order of the interview. Like, they asked about cancers. They asked about cancer because Saweetie was saying that she's a cancer. I guess she took pride in that. And then I think Justin LaBoy posed a question, you know, has anybody messed with cancers, to where Justin Combs said yes. Now, if you was watching that interview, you know, when it first came out, you know, you probably would never thought anything until, you know, the camera panned to Saweetie's face and she made like a very, what type of look would you call that?
Reminiscent.
Reminiscent?
Yeah, reminiscent.
That's what you would call it?
Yeah.
Like familiarized.
Yeah.
But it was like a little bit of intrigue in there.
Yeah.
It was like a little bit intrigue and kind of like she had something, like she was tasting something. I don't know.
Yeah.
It was a very, you know, very attractive look. Very, you know, very attractive look, I must say.
Like if I'm her nigga and I see that interview and I see she's sleeping on the couch at night.
That's what type of look it was. Okay, fair. And so she hit that look, and Justin comes on to say that cancers, and he's saying that they're great, caring, nurturing, loving, all that, and then after the interview, after that came out, it was then revealed or brought back up, not too sure how much people was paying attention to them back then, that Justin Combs and Saweetie actually were together a few years back, of course, before Quavo. So that added more context to the looks and the words said by Justin, into where once he got done saying what he was saying, I believe Justin LeBoy asked if he ever messed with a cancer or whatever. Saweetie then said, "Oh, let's take a drink." And they kind of, like, oh, I'm not sure if everybody on the set knew why she said that, but, it was very leading. And then afterwards, finding out the information, it was like, it's all coming together. Then moving forward in the interview, Justin asked her about if she would be willing to give her nigga, being that he's a perfect nigga, a threesome. And to where Saweetie responded that since he's a perfect nigga, she's gonna give him the opportunity to go ahead and pick the nigga for him to have a threesome with. And it caused an uproar and all that, and and now it led to us finding out that Quavo and Saweetie are no longer together, which seemed it was not because of this interview. Seeming that this interview they were either already on the rocks or already sliding off, and done. So that's how the cookie crumble, Megas. What are some of your thoughts on the interview in general before we move on to other parts of what later transpired with Saweetie?
My only take, I guess we're gonna get to later, so I ain't gonna bring it up yet. But I mean, I definitely see. I was not surprised at all when later on it came out that Quavo and Saweetie was no longer together. After I seen that interview, the look took it away from me. I'm like, but there's no way bruh, no way my girl gonna be looking at her ex. First of all, ain't no way my girl gonna be doing a show with her ex, and the type of show that it is. Like, they ask questions that's gonna stir up waters. Like, that's the purpose of the show. That's his whole, like you said, that's his whole brand. So you're not doing that show. But that look that she gave that nigga when he was talking, that had already broken up. It wasn't out yet, cause there ain't no way. Cause they ain't recorded last week.
Yeah. That look that she gave. And being that she was doing the show with her ex, that's striking no more. Why are you not doing the show? Mm-hmm. So that's why I kind of believe they were either not together or very on rocks. Because there's a report that came out, I don't know how true it was, that Quavo and Saweetie has only seen each other about 4 times, or been around each other about 4 times since Valentine's Day. That doesn't seem like too much of a, strong relationship at that point. But that type of look in a fully committed relationship is like, yo, like, what you doing? Mm-hmm. Like, why are you even on the show? Mm-hmm. Why are you making that face when that question gets posed and he's talking? So, yeah, well, what you were saying, you were done? You were just saying, like, having it. Mm-hmm. Definitely she would have been on the couch. What about the threesome comments?
She was just being slick with it. Like, pretty much saying, no, she's not doing no threesome. No, she's not doing no threesome.
That's how I took it. I took it as, like, that was her way of saying no to a threesome in general. Like,
people started looking at Quavo. I'm like,
yeah, people. Damn, brother. Busy? Money calls?
Well, people were looking at Quavo and, like, saying, woo. I'm like, bro, she was just saying no, bro. There ain't no nigga that. I ain't gonna say no nigga, because some niggas might be into that. Whatever, right? Ain't no nigga gonna be picking no nigga to have a threesome with his girl.
Where I took it, like you were saying, like, that was just her way of saying no to, like, it on both sides. You feel me? Like, don't even size me by asking me that question, because this is gonna be my response. Some people took it and ran off with, like, Quavo girl just admitted that she wanted to get a train ran on her, and I didn't take it like that. I'm like, nah. I think, once the internet get a hold of something, and the response was just unexpected, it just amplified stuff. But like I said, that interview led to a whole bunch of speculation. Some people went ahead and found out that Quavo and Saweetie wasn't following each other on Instagram. I guess that's what they was doing. And it went off to, all the speculation that they aren't together. to where people, you know, were casting aspersions and saying that Saweetie flaw and this and that. Quavo got her a Bentley, you know, just things of that nature. And it caused Saweetie to release a couple tweets, I guess you could say statements, to where she was just saying that, you know, they've been very rocky for quite a while. It's not the same when the intimacy is being given to other women, and, you know, she's out of that situation. And followed up with, you know, some other stuff around that, to where, you know, Quavo, surprisingly, because I wasn't expecting it, came back and said, you know, that's not the person I thought you were, you know. I usually don't speak on my private life, but, you know, just trying to, you know, show that things are done on both sides. Like, don't try to pin me out to be the bad guy. And, you know, some family members got involved, and Saweetie might have said or did say to Quavo, take care.
Yeah, she definitely said that.
Take care. What you think that take care?
Take care, like, do you take care?
Okay, how would you have responded to that? Take care.
I mean, I wouldn't have responded to that. No. Oh, you wouldn't. Oh no, I would have responded. I would have taken my Billy back. I would have taken my Billy back.
That's how you would have responded? Just because she said take care?
Yeah, you take care, bitch. What the fuck you mean take care?
So what if she didn't say take care?
Nah, we'll go about our business. No, but don't take care of me. I'm gonna take care. Don't tell me to take care. Don't tell me to take care.
So
I take care if I want to take care. Don't tell me what to do.
If I want to take bad.
If I want to take bad, I'll take bad. Don't tell me to take care. Fuck.
There was a rumor that came out that Quavo allegedly took back the Bentley that he got her. I believe it was a $350,000 car, and they were trying to say like Quavo read take car, which Saweetie said take care. Since that, you know, rumor came out, Quavo's team has, you know, debunked that rumor. See, that isn't true. And, you know,
but if it was true, I wouldn't look at Quavo like any other way. I wouldn't look at him like as he lesser than.
And this stirred up a little debate amongst, you know, people on Twitter and socials, and you know, I guess person-to-person interaction about this title of Indian givers. I'm not too familiar with it, but I guess it's people who give gifts and then try to take them back when, you know, after something doesn't go their way. And I'm not a fan of that, I must say, of just giving gifts and taking them back. But I must say that's like more so towards just every single gift. But there are special gifts, and I think the way I broke it down, you feel me? I feel like if we're together, anything I deem significant and valuable that I've given to you within the last year, at least the last year, I should be able to get back if I wanted it. If it was from 2 years ago, 3 years ago, you feel me?
So you do.
No, but I
do agree with the Indian giver shit.
Yeah, that's why
put a time stamp.
That's why I hit it with a butt, because, you know, some people like, you know, I gave you this, I'm gonna take it back, like every single little thing type thing.
No,
that's no, you feel me? If that's what an Indian giver truly is, nah.
No, that's everything.
I'm more of a quarter Cherokee giver.
What the fuck is nigga talking about? But anyway, all right, bro. This is how I feel about the whole taking back shit. Right? If we end the relationship on an amicable, you know what I'm saying, it's just not working, you know what I'm saying, whatever, woody woo. You know, we still cool, you know what I'm saying, we still, you know, cordial, it just ain't work out. Okay, cool, I ain't tripping. If I see you driving a little Bentley, my little Bentley I gave you and shit, woody woo, or even if you traded in, whatever, I ain't tripping. No, I did it because at the time I was fucking with you. But if you hit me with a take care, and we're not amicable, and you going online trying to paint me as this fuck nigga and all this.
What if it's
shit?
because you cheated though? That's why y'all not together.
No, bro, it's not even about that. Quavo said you're not the girl I thought you was. So obviously she what's the word, bamboozled? Bamboozled Quavo, bro.
I feel like he said that just because he put the business on Front Street trying to paint him.
You're not the girl I thought you was.
Yeah.
Bro. You feel me? You came to me as, you know, this wholesome, caring, loving, cancer, you know, girl, and now you doing the most when we broken up. I don't like that. So I'm gonna go get my Bentley back. All them Birkins, they coming back to the crib. You know what I'm saying?
Taking the Birkins back.
I'm taking the Birkins back.
You gotta go grab the Birkins.
Let me tell y'all what's saying, man.
You can repossess the Bentley, but you gotta go grab the Birkins.
No, you gotta make a call. You gotta make a call. She a real bitch. But she started me as that, I don't need your shit. She probably gonna throw him outside. That's fine. You can throw them outside. Just don't get them wet or nothing like that. I come pick them up. I'll send somebody's body come pick them up, whatever the case may be. But let me tell y'all niggas something, man. About dating these girls that ain't got shit. And y'all bring them to this pedestal and they start doing shit like that. Watch out for that shit, man. If you Quavo shouldn't be dating nobody like Saweetie, bro. When Saweetie started, Quavo should be dating somebody like Megan.
Hold on.
Somebody like Megan Thee Stallion. Listen. Somebody with Megan Thee Stallion level, not just Megan Thee Stallion. Somebody like Megan Thee Stallion level. We gotta start making these bum bitches relevant, and then they get relevant and they start doing the goofy shit.
Is this pertaining to Saweetie?
She part of it too, I'm saying, but in general, just in general. So I like Saweetie. She cool. She pretty. She cool, whatever. But ain't no reason why Quavo should have been dating Saweetie, bro. Quavo, you one of the hottest groups in the world. Look at Offset. Look what Offset did.
You got Cardi B.
Cardi B. When Offset got with Cardi B was harder than Offset at that time. She's not big. She's not bigger than Offset. Offset was one of the biggest groups ever. But was harder than Cardi B. I mean, Cardi B was harder than Offset. Come on, you gotta fit and balance this shit up. You gonna get Saweetie. She got that little bullshit song she put out. 6 figures, 8 figures, 9 figures, type shit, whatever, my type. It wasn't gonna be that big.
8 figures, nigga, that's her type.
It wasn't gonna be that big. That's all I'm saying.
No, okay, so I get what you putting out, but I must say, Saweetie was gonna find her way in the industry.
That's fine.
Anyway,
not with me though.
Okay, so she was gonna have, her own. So it's not like he just picked her from up from Boondock, picked her up from the streets.
Not the street, but definitely picked her up from the stop sign. It was a stop sign, not just the middle of the street. I ain't gonna disrespect her like that. She. Did you know anything about Saweetie before Quavo?
I heard her song.
You hear a song, but the only thing I know about Saweetie is that she rapped for J. Cole.
I believe the My Type song came out before I linked her with Quavo.
Okay.
Now,
so the stop sign, she was in the middle of the street.
But what I can say though, not just me, you guys, whether it's females, niggas, we all gave Saweetie's music, whether a listen or played it a little longer than we would have
because of Quavo.
Because of Quavo. That I can definitely say. It was a lot of times where people was like, I've seen people say, her music don't really do this to me, but I'm gonna be nice because of Quavo, or I'm gonna get a chance because of Quavo, and then I don't like this song, or they come back and say, actually, this kind of catchy, da-da-da-da. And I don't think she would have been given the same due diligence if it wasn't for her relationship with Quavo. So, I'm not gonna go as far as he shouldn't have been with her, because she's an attractive young lady.
No, she's real pretty, I'm saying.
She has industry ties.
It's not geared just towards her.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, a lot of y'all niggas like to go get these girls. You know what I'm saying? They don't really got too much to offer, you know what I'm saying? Like, what's we could offer in Quavo, you know what I'm saying?
And then
you build these girls up.
Going back to the interview, and this is where it comes to, like, money and monetary gifts, I guess you could say, being, I don't want to say the foundation, but being a big part of your relationship. I'm not going to say that was their foundation. She said that, I'm not sure if it was Quavo, but I'm just gonna assume that it was Quavo in the interview she did with Justin LeBoy. She said that there was an argument or disagreement or something went wrong in the relationship, and she said she woke up to a notification from her bank with enough money to purchase several properties.
Stop saying whole shit, bro.
And to each their own, you feel me? Whoever that guy was, I don't have that type of money.
It wasn't just Cone. It wasn't just Cone. It had to be Quavo.
Yeah, it got to be Quavo. So to each their own. But that's not how I apologize. I'm sorry. That's not how I apologize. Nah. She said, I think she went ahead and said that whatever you did, I'm paraphrasing here, whatever you did, the money, it has to be like a transaction type thing for, like, get back on good terms or whatever and things like that. And I'm just like, huh? And they started asking her questions about, her bracketed nigga and things like that. And she referenced her song, 8-Figure Nigga, That's My Type. And, she's shooting for 9 and things like that. And I'm just like, she's like, that's crazy. You feel me? I mean, granted, like she said, she don't be around a certain type of nigga, which is understandable. But it's like, What you feel like you got to do better than Quavo now? Like get a nigga that and Quavo's like he's not no Ricky in the rap game. For me, it's like Quavo. You feel me? You know he's a rap superstar, and part of a rap superstar group. So to say that it's like
actually numbers wise, all time.
Yeah. So that was just interesting to see as far as like her perspective and mindset. And yeah, there's some truth to what you're saying though. I feel like it's a certain type of women or female that
when you get to a certain level. When you get to a certain level, that's all I'm saying. When you get to a certain level, you can't the ranky, not ranky. This not the Saweetie. This in general. Mm-hmm. You can't be going for the ranky thing like the no. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, they just along for the ride, bro. And my thing is, bro, you dating Quavo, bro, right? Quavo is one of the biggest rap superstars. Now I ain't saying cheating is right, and I'm pretty sure the next portion we go to is going to lead into this, but bro, Quavo is the biggest rap superstar in the world, bro. You one of the biggest rap superstars in the world. Well, you know that Quavo won't woo the world.
Granted, yes, I understand, but Saweetie is one of the baddest in the game.
Because of?
No, I'm talking about looks.
Okay, yeah, she's pretty. Yeah, she's cool. She's alright. She's cool. I fuck with Saweetie. She's cool.
Yeah, but to a lot of people, she's one of the baddest in the game.
That's cool. Like right now, she's one of the top free agents. I agree, but it's Quavo, bro. Like Quavo gonna step out a little bit. Quavo, you feel me? You know what you signed up for.
I mean, I'm not saying that she's above getting cheated on. We've seen the baddest get cheated on. You know what you signed up for, bro. That's all I'm saying, bro. That's all I'm saying. Not saying it's right. It's not right to cheat, but if he's a rapper, one of the biggest rappers, that's all I'm saying, bro. But she said it like it's not gonna be the same when intimacy has been given to other women.
I understand that. I understand all that.
Quavo can only send so much money for properties, bro.
Quavo, you tripping. That's all I'm saying. I'm interested to see who Quavo, start dealing with next.
Yeah, Saweetie definitely seems like a female that that likes to be kept. She there's videos that resurface. If he can't buy you a break and pay your bills, cut him loose type thing. Quavo just Quavo, But each their own. Like I said. I feel like if Quavo wanted to take back the Bentley, if he got it within the last year, he can take it back. There shouldn't be no issue with that. Like, why would I want the next nigga in the Bentley with you?
I don't want you staying in the car I got you, bro.
Yeah, like.
And we ain't got no kids? If we got kids, it's different. Yeah. That's for my kid. We ain't got no kid? Nah. You talking about take care?
If you baby moms, I may let you keep it. Now, people were like,
you can keep the Birkin.
People were like, Quavo didn't learn nothing from Offset. I said maybe Offset didn't learn nothing from Quavo. Maybe Quavo was the one like, man, boy, you don't let that thing go. But Offset said he pulling up. He applying pressure. Granted, Offset got kids. He married.
It's Cardi B though, bro.
He got kids. He married. So it's a different thing going on over a different dynamic.
It's Cardi B though,
Yeah.
bro. Cardi B, top of the game right now. Saweetie
she just had the number one up.
Saweetie just cool. You know what I'm saying? There's levels to it.
But we'll see what happened. Keeping it with the Migos real quick. Offset and Quavo just dropped a snippet from a new song that's that seemingly they're about to drop. Culture 3 on the way, and it was sounding good. It was sounding refreshing. It actually made people feel excited for new Migos music. So that's something that we haven't had, I believe, since 2018. They haven't dropped a collaborative project. And Culture 2 was a bit disappointment. So this will be, their comeback album after their single albums that they dropped respectively. And excited to hear that. They was also spotted in the studio with DJ Khaled. To where DJ Khaled, was saying that this is a hit, so they may be on a upcoming DJ Khaled project as well. So
I tell you whenever DJ Khaled working on an album and he say this is a hit or whatever, I take it with a grain of salt.
Yeah. I can understand that. But before we switch from this topic in general, I want to say shout out to Jaxn LaBoy, because for months since the beginning of quarantine last year, I was just seeing his quotes and pages. Nobody knew how he looked. And then I think he did like one little like segment type thing, and then people seen how he looked. And I was like, wow, it wasn't how nobody expected. And based off some of the stuff, he quotes and tweets, he's like seemed like a little corny a little bit,
I can see him cool. Oh, no, I can see him cool. I don't know the man.
Like, no, but based off what we've seen.
Yeah.
But to take his platform and to turn it into something like he's doing now, that's something commendable, something I respect. And, you know, it's cool. And from what I've seen recently, being that he's more out in the spotlight, he seems like a cool, down to earth guy. Seems and shout out to him.
Justin LeBoy, like people in the industry been knowing who Justin LeBoy is for a while. Especially with the whole memes and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
He's been around the Diddy family for a minute. I never knew how he looked, also, but I always seen little shit, whatever about him. So he's been in the industry, around people in the industry for a minute.
Yeah.
So take that play, like you said, take that platform and create a show. It's cool.
Yeah. And off his own, respectfully, demon time, toxic type thing, he's branding himself and he's working out from the shout out to him, man. Derrick Jaxn. You familiar with him?
Yeah, as of this week.
Okay, because I'm not too sure. I wasn't too sure who he was. Derrick Jaxn, I guess. Instagram guidance counselor. Not guidance counselor.
No, guidance counselor.
Guidance counselor. Maybe motivational speaker. Relationship quote unquote guru. Has come under fire. He cheated on his wife. I was trying to find a way to say it, cute it up a little bit. He cheated on his wife. Let's call it what it is.
It's not even that he cheated on his wife. He was cheating on his wife.
And I believe it was with multiple women.
Yeah, cheating. Cheating is one. You cheated. I cheated one time. Okay.
Yeah.
That nigga was cheating.
Yeah, and I've seen Derrick Jaxn comment under the shade room. I believe I've seen some of his posts, but never clicked on it. Never cared to. Didn't really know what he did. In this age of influencers, a lot of people do a lot of different things. So that was just one of those things. And he posted a video with his wife, and he was talking about his admission, him admitting that he was cheating on his wife, and he was holding his wife's hand very tight, and he was breaking that down.
I'm gonna say that was very uncomfortable to watch.
Yeah, and I feel like he put his wife in an uncomfortable position, and I don't think that was necessary. And if you did want to do it, you didn't have to hold on to her hand so tight.
And why the hell she look like that?
You're trying to show so much unity. You feel me?
Why she look like that though?
Like what?
You could have told her to doll up a little bit.
Yeah, I guess they were trying to keep it real. I guess. I mean, she had on a beanie. She had on a hat. It wasn't a bonnet.
Yeah, I didn't know what it was.
It was a hat. And he was talking about how he hopes nobody looked at him as a perfect man because he's not, and how he had to find himself with God again, and his wife talked about how she left him and didn't want to come back until he got himself right, spiritually, mentally, and all this mumbo jumbo. And through the internet into her friends, and people were like, oh my gosh, he's not practicing what he preaches, and this and this and that. And here's my thing, right? Because he even went on to say that in his book, he always talked about messing with somebody who is separated in their marriage is dangerous because they may always go back to their spouse. And he said, and in that case, I guess I am practicing what I'm preaching. And he said that with a straight face, by the way. And I was trying to figure out, what was his whole angle of his explanation of doing this. And I just feel like I'm one of those people that feel like good advice is good advice, no matter who it comes from. You feel me? I'm not too sure what he speaks on, but it seems like from what I heard, he's like the opposite side of Kevin Samuels. Kevin Samuels, a lot of or certain topics that he speaks about kind of bash women.
That nigga's funny.
Yeah, he's funny. Kind of like bash women or set women straight. Sometimes guys too. But Derrick Jaxn, he's usually more geared to men, and their faults in the relationship or what they need to do to, appreciate their queens more. And him saying all that, there could have been plenty of stuff that he said has helped people marriages and things like that. There could have been plenty of stuff. I feel like good advice is good advice. Sometimes we can ignore the message being that who it's coming from. But so I'll say that about him. But at the same time, it seems like he was casting stones. He got questioned about Pastor John Gray, like, you know, throwing shots at him and, you know, speaking out against him when he was going through his cheating scandal with his wife. And I just feel like as people, we need to stop giving so much attention and comparison to what these people got going on in their life. Because I can almost guarantee you there was a lot of people that thought they had the perfect marriage just based off who he was. And thinking that anybody is perfect or a marriage is perfect or a relationship is perfect, you're always going to be bound to failure. Because the truth will come out eventually, whether it's a big truth, small truth, you know, a devastating truth, is going to come to light and people are going to see. So it's best to carry yourself as somebody, you know, admitting like your faults, admitting your wrongs. And I think that's the situation he's in, of trying to, you know, do a lot of cleanup and things like that.
To piggyback off that, last week we spoke about the Kirk Franklin thing.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people was in support of Kirk Franklin. And I think majority of the reason was because Kirk Franklin from the beginning, he'd been discussing that he's not perfect. He's been going through this. He's gone through that. Whatever. I never knew who this Derrick Jaxn dude was until this whole thing happened, and I went down a little Derrick Jaxn rabbit hole. Mm-hmm. And I'm sorry, nobody's perfect, but the way he talked and the way he went at John Gray when John Gray's situation was going on, mm-hmm. bro, you can't be getting caught for cheating, bro. You
and
can't.
It seems like with several women, like
you can't get caught for cheating. This man, you would have thought this man was a perfect guy. And you read some of the comments like, oh, this guy, his wife must be lucky. Matter of fact, some people don't even know he had a wife. I mean, they don't have to do. I don't care about that part, but no, people don't even know he had a wife. But some people saying, oh, his wife is lucky, or his wife's gonna be lucky, whatever. You can't be talking. He was talking firm, bro. And then like, okay, his opinion on the matter, like, oh, you're not a man. Like I see some videos. You're not a man if you do this. You're not a man if you do that. I'm like, and you find out you were cheating, bro. Like, you can't do that, bro.
It was beyond advice.
Yeah, it was not. Yeah, it was more like judgment, like, bro. For you to come out and like you find out you cheating, like, for example, John Gray. Only issue I had with John Gray's situation, and not even that he cheated. I mean, that was bad too. Yeah, you're a pastor, whatever. You should know better. Is that he kept apologizing and kept getting caught for the same shit. That was my biggest thing. Like, stop apologizing. Like, every time you get caught, you run to the congregation and apologize, and 6 months later you get caught again. Like, bro, just wait, get it out of your system, get it out of your system, and just make one full apology and keep it pushing. But he went at John Gray crazy, bro. And you seen John Gray responded even when he brought up John Gray again when the Shade Room asked a question. He brought up John Gray again, and I was like, bro, why you keep bringing me up? But like, you got caught, bro. This man got caught throwing stones at a glass house with his mistress in there. You can't do that. You cannot do that, bro. It's like, and I don't know, bro. I seen that shit. I'm like, yeah, bro. Nobody's perfect, but the way you talk, bro, you gotta be perfect. And then I seen the wife just sitting there. I just felt bad. Like, I couldn't even finish watching. I'm like, something about it just made me cringe. I'm like, I don't know.
And I'm starting to see a trend, and I don't know how to feel about it. Like, I got to get on my ladies' side real quick, because I'm seeing a trend of black men falling down by the wayside, you feel me? Messing up in their relationship, messing up in their marriages. Marriages that people will deem as strong, you know, great relationships. And then when the guy messes up, the black woman's just, you know, in front of the camera, in front of the congregation, in front of this, standing by her man, which is like, I guess you're supposed to, but like, it's just like such an embarrassing feeling for them. It's like from like R.J. Gilliam to.
No, that was different. That was a little different. We ain't gonna. But it was a little different. It was like a typical situation, but I get what you're saying.
But I'm saying though.
Hey, but skip past that one.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just from the wife of Pastor John Gray to the wife of Derrick Jaxn to whomever. I'm just like, it's like, I'm kind of feeling bad for the sisters, bro. It's like,
that's what you're saying.
Like
it makes me feel like, bro, when you was out doing your dirt, this was as recent as last year.
Like, yo, you wasn't thinking about your family.
Yeah, you wasn't thinking about your
Go in front of the camera yourself, but don't have your wife. If y'all gonna be together and working in your marriage, fine. But a week after it happened, 2 weeks after it happened,
in front of the camera.
after it comes out, you want your wife to like.
I
No,
guess
bro.
it's part of the process to show that you standing with your husband, whatever. But I'm
Bro,
like,
I don't like that,
when
bro.
bro was fucking up, bro, you was nowhere around, bro. You didn't even know about it.
Bro.
Fix that shit yourself, nigga.
Pretty soon, niggas gonna start doing interviews with the whole family like that, bro. With the kids, bro. With the kids,
bro.
bro.
I don't like that
to
shit.
show
Bro.
unity, bro. I'm not a fan of it, bro. Y'all gotta. I understand. I maybe will say y'all gotta do better. I mean, no, y'all gotta do better when it comes to that, but I feel like go in front of the camera, the congregation yourself, and speak on what you've done, and leave your wife out of it. But don't be trying to drag her into it to show that you're not a committed husband, bro. Y'all still
Shit happened last year, bro.
y'all still have issues to work on, but so work on it, and then eventually, as time progresses, people will see that y'all processing how you guys are back strong and things like that. That's the way I feel on that, bro. Because
even like in the video, bro, like he was trying to show this like
strong
front.
He was gripping her
hand, like
bro.
strong, bro. Like no, bro, that's not, bro. Stop. I don't know, bro. I just didn't like the whole. I guess I didn't know him before.
And then I think in the caption he still plugged his book. Like, bro, go on hiatus, bro.
Everybody that was following him definitely got bamboozled.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure there's people that would still listen to him. Because like I said, sometimes the advice can be good.
I know, but like, bro, no, the advice is good. I understand the advice is good. Like, a killer could give you good advice. A murderer could give you good advice. O.J. Simpson could give you good advice on how to get away with murder. Like, he could do that.
Or how to stay out of trouble.
O.J. is a sick individual, bro. I seen something last night about O.J. But anyway, or how to stay out of trouble, whatever, right? Mm-hmm. But it's just like, when you... This is the way he was speaking, bro. Like, he was this angel. Like, he was just... Like, he ain't never look at no woman. I ain't think he ever looked at a woman ever again. I never thought, like, after I seen the video, I'm like, he ain't never look at a woman outside his wife. Ain't no way he could do that. And then you come out, you cheating and shit. Like, bro, like... It's not even giving advice. It's the way he did it. That's my biggest thing, the way he did it, bro. It's like, he came off as this, like, saint. And then now you doing all this shit. That's my biggest problem. But shout out to, bro.
Derrick, Jaxn, hopefully, they're able to resolve, but, y'all, black men, bro, stop doing that to y'all wives, bro. Stop dragging them out. Embarrassment. It's gonna happen. You're gonna slip up. You're gonna slip up.
No woman likes to be cheated on.
It's gonna come out, you feel me? But don't stop putting in front of the camera, dressing them up.
No woman likes to be cheated on. Yeah. But the embarrassment that a woman faces is what really drives me crazy, bro.
Yeah, y'all boys tighten up, man.
Yeah, that's embarrassing.
Andrew, John.
But stop bringing up Andrew, bro. It's too different. It's different. She knew. She been new.
It was still an embarrassment factor. That's the thing.
No. But she could have shook. She could have shook. Like, that's not the same situation. Like, she knew, she decided to stay, and then it went public.
But yeah, man. Lastly, I'm gonna
shout out to John Gray, bro.
John Gray, why you want to shout?
I don't know. I just feel like he needed a little shouting out. Because out of nowhere, because a conversation is definitely being had in the house right now. Like, after the fuck nigga brought his name up again. Man was cooling. That man probably been cooling for the last year.
He probably been back in the good graces.
Yeah, this fuck nigga want to bring his name up. Now that the wife looking at him with a side eye and shit. He ain't do nothing.
I hope.
Come on, bro. Yeah, you shit. I hope. Yeah, but that's not junkie. You cheat this time. Just keep it pushing, bro. And I think he took a step down too. But I got a little confused. He said he never stepped out on his wife.
John Gray?
Yeah, he said he never stepped out on his wife. So I'm like, so what's the problem? Like, you had a conversation with another woman?
A lot of emotional cheating type thing.
I mean, I did hear that she was talking shit about the wife to another woman though, like she can't cook. Like shit like that, like she can't cook. She don't do it for me, shit like that.
That's cheating, bro. That's
cheating.
You can't cook.
If you can't cook, then you can't cook.
But you know your wife can't cook.
But you can't bash your wife.
Yeah, if you know your wife can't cook, you should be bashing her other women about she can't cook. You knew that.
Yeah.
That's called acceptance, brother.
But yeah, John Gray, don't do it again. just wait, get it out your system and keep it simple.
Man, wish everybody fruitful in their relationships, man. All 2021 bounce back type.
I think social media ruined a lot of good relationships.
Yeah, definitely.
A potential for good relationships.
Yeah, definitely.
Everybody got this false sense of reality. Like, bro, I've been hearing people married for 30, 40 years, but ain't no way they've been married for 30, 40 years. Peacefully. There you go. Like, they didn't know where that happened.
And it doesn't always have to be cheating. There's a lot of stuff that goes into marriages, and that can cause stuff to break apart.
You're married for somebody for 30 years.
Everything.
That 30 years, you're not in love with them for 30 years, bro. You probably love them, like you probably you're rock for them, whatever, but you're not
even
in love
if you are in love, it's just it's
different
not as
levels to it.
strong.
Yeah,
it's not
yeah,
as strong. You feel me? I'm going through a rough patch,
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, but nowadays, everybody wants this perfect, fake, false reality bullshit.
No, sir. Yeah, but right before we end it off, I want to tackle something. Dwayne Wade went on I Am Athlete. Long-awaited interview, I must say. Did you finish watching it?
Yeah, I watched it.
Yeah, long-awaited interview. Honest interview, I must say. And before I get my thoughts on it, Megan, what was your thoughts on the D-Wade interview? What did you think about it? What did you take from it?
For y'all who don't know, you must be under the biggest rock in the world. Dwayne Wade's son turned daughter came out as transgender, whatever the case may be. And
Zaya Wade.
Yeah, Zaya Wade. So I'm gonna be real, bro. After watching the interview, I definitely understood him as a parent. Mm-hmm. And I'm not a parent, but I have little nieces and stuff that runs around, and it's like a connection that you have. I can imagine that you have with your kid.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like even I remember one time. Just a quick story. I remember one time, my niece. She's like 3 now. She's annoying as hell. She running around being annoying. So I went in my room and locked the door. Mm-hmm. And I guess my mom didn't know I locked the door. So she locked her door. Mm-hmm. And she busted out crying like, "No one loves me." Da, da, da. Like she's like 3, like smart as hell, like saying no one loves her. And I immediately ran off and opened the door and brought her in like, no, don't ever say that again, whatever. But I just felt at that moment, I just felt like, damn, but I don't want you to feel like that. Yeah. Now, immediately, 30 seconds later, I regret opening the door, but that's not the point. It's like, damn, I don't want you to feel like that. So as a parent, I can imagine your son coming up to you and telling you like, "Dad, I don't feel like, I feel like I'm whatever," or you trying to put
Go ahead.
Or like you trying to put him in sports, whatever the case may be, and they're not taking on to it, they're not interested. And like he said, at 3 years old, in the interview, he said at 3 years old, he already had an inkling that, okay, it might be a possibility.
Yeah, to start asking him, so
what if, whatever the case may be. So he probably been preparing himself since that time, whatever the case may be. So as a parent, I definitely understand Dwayne. Like, what did y'all want him to do? What did y'all want him to do? Like, besides taking up for his kid. But I must say, he's lucky he averaged 45 points in 2006 NBA Finals.
That's how you gonna end your thoughts on it? Okay.
If he would average 33, I still respect him. But Damian Lillard might have been my favorite player.
I really like the way D Wade, went in as far as the honesty of everything. Like I've heard him say before, around the age of 3, he started noticing stuff, but it was like, he started comparing it to himself, as a young boy, playing with your mom's clothes or playing with, a girl item, things like that. Like, all young boys, do that. Yeah, but I think at that point, it becomes a corrective behavior. Like, you feel like you don't get mad that they're doing, like, or that's not for you type thing. And who knows what D Wade did? He didn't really dive into that part. I'm pretty sure, he may have, just took stuff away, even not gotten mad. Like he said, I used to do stuff like that. A lot of young boys do that. And as time went by, he started to, notice certain stuff and where's the corrective behaviors, what was going on, who knows exactly, or was there anything to correct, to some people. And he started to ask himself, he said, being, not just being NBA player, but being black, in the culture that he's integrated in on both sides, it's like, that's just not talked about. That's, not quote unquote accepted. That's not, the atmosphere. And he started, changing the way he spoke, just, I guess you could say, gearing himself up for that time to where his son was at school and they were doing a project about themselves where they had to speak about themselves. And his son at the time, Zion, went ahead and put, "I'm gay," at 8 years old. And that's a conversation they never had, and the teacher phoned home and told Dwayne Wade that. So he sat down with his son, and he said he literally saw his son Zion at the time scared, crying, scared to say that to his father at 8 years old. And I'm listening to that, I'm like, damn. What could you do, bro? Like, what could you do? And if anybody looks at Dwayne Wade's kids, they look just like him. So you're looking at the spitting image of yourself.
Scared to tell you.
one of the people you love so much in this world that scared that you're not gonna love them anymore. You feel me? And like how you said, you have your nieces and little cousins and like that. I have like little ones as well that I have no kids of my own, but like I'm like, damn, I always want to make them feel like they're loved, and not by me, their parents or their family in general. I would never want them to feel like people don't love them, especially at that young age, at the age of 8. So, and then at that point, I guess he went from there to trying to deal with it. He was honest. I didn't know how to deal with it. He said he got a lot of help from his wife's friends and things like that, and his wife, and that was very honest of him. I must say, just being honest, it's not something I necessarily agree with, like how he handled everything based off what he said. But I'm not sure if it's necessarily for something for me to agree with. You feel me? Because at the end of the day, I respect it. Like, you have no choice but to respect it. He's just trying to be a loving father.
But like, honestly, you say you don't agree. Honestly, you say you don't agree. But what could have you done? Like,
yeah, exactly. It's nothing that you could have done. It's just, that's pretty much it. Because like he was saying, he's dealing with life and death at that point.
Yeah,
and that's a serious thing. A lot of people, don't feel comfortable to where they end up doing something. So it's just like, there's nothing nobody really say. Like, people like to make jokes about D Wade and he's coloring his hair now and things like that. It's like, but from his point of view, he's getting that inspiration from his now daughter Zaya. You feel me? So,
don't do little quotations.
No, I wasn't doing quotations. I was doing this.
Okay.
No, I didn't even do that. Yeah, calm down.
I don't want to make sure we.
Now you trying to go into some other waters. I'm not. I did
stirring up the water.
Yeah. No, that's not what was going on at all. And so he also had just people saying that, oh, him and his wife doing this for money, but I got $100 in the bank. Now talking about.
That slipped out, right?
Yeah.
Like, he didn't mean to say that.
No, he started getting into his bag. Like,
he said that slipped out.
Because
and I believe he got 100 M's, but he didn't mean to say that.
Yeah, like, he started, just, like, for a moment he forgot the camera was on. He was just talking freely because, like, barbershop talk type things, being honest and candid, was cursing and things like that. Not how we used to seeing D Wade. And then, there's nothing you can do but respect it, So, shout out to D Wade and his family. Hopefully, they continue to grow and be a happy family and everything. It's not something that, really people should have too much of an opinion about as far as like condemnation. You just take it, if your beliefs are not in line with that, then it is what it is. But I don't feel like after this interview, at least, it should be like too much more negative comments to be said about it. If it's not for you, it's not for you. And that's just what it is. But,
And one part, he said in an interview that I don't think people people that watch it, they caught it, but it was talking about his son, how his son is supporting his sibling, and he's like whether or not he understands or agrees with it,
exactly.
Like, he just supporting, making sure like whatever. I'm like,
he just wants
that really said a lot to me. Like, bro, it just, bro, you gotta support, bro. It's like that's your little sibling.
Zaire's 19.
Yeah,
he probably definitely doesn't understand it, but all he knows, he wants to see his sibling happy. His younger sibling happy. You feel me? So that was very relatable as far as not being able to understand something, but going along with it just off of support. And I think sometimes, just in general, we try to get our minds wrapped up in trying to understand certain stuff that's not for us to understand sometimes, or we're not going to get to understand until later on. So sometimes we just have to let things be what they are. Support it. So, shout out to D Wade and I Am Athlete Podcast, B Marshall, all them boys.
Nah, but before you end, I'm be honest. That interview really not cleared up for me, but I understood more so.
I heard you. Yeah, we had talked. I'm like, it gave a different, a stronger perspective. You feel me? And that's type of, because I was looking at D Wade, a little crazy.
I'm telling you,
a little crazy.
A couple months ago, Dwayne Wade had 45. Keep saying this over and over. If he ain't averaged 45 in the 06 finals, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I can't deny that the man's are great. They don't coincide with each other. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. But no. But after watching that interview, it's probably down to 36. If he would have less than 36 or whatever the case may be, I'd probably look at him differently. You know what I'm saying? But but shout out to D-Wade though, man. He doing what only thing a father could do.
Just love your kids.
You love your kid. It's whatever. I mean, at 3 years old, you probably should have, put him in football or some shit. But whatever.
This guy, but yeah, man. A lot discussed, a lot talked about, man. Hope you guys appreciated this episode. It was wonderful chopping it up with you guys. And let me know what you think in the comments below. Hit me up on Instagram. Hit us up on our Vibe with Your Boys podcast page. And yeah, man, anything else you want to add off before we close things off?
I'm prayers to John Gray, man. He in a tough situation for no reason. Cause buffoon ass nigga. I ain't gonna say buffoon, cause nigga big ass nigga. He definitely like doing martial arts and shit. Yeah. So, but corny ass fuck nigga wanna throw his name in shade. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to John Gray, man. Praise up to John, man.
Alright, man.
Don't cheat again. I'm going for the congregation. Don't do that shit. I'm done with you after that. To be honest with you.
Good?
Yeah, we good.
Alright, man. But that's all. Thank you for tuning in. It's Kyle the Kid, Mega the Boy. Yes, sir.
Yeah,
We out.